Dear guests, I'm honored to have this opportunity to be here and that you have invited us from Finland to share our expertise and knowledge with you, and that we want to be here to help you to understand the difficulty of change in schools in the future. I would also like to take the opportunity on behalf of all of our Finnish experts to thank the Minister of Education and Higher Education, His Excellency Mr. Marwan Hamad, who's been protecting this conference, and also the Director General of Ministry of Education, Mr. Fadi Yarak, for opening this great event. Thank you, the Embassy of Finland, Mr. Lassila, being protecting and being helping to get this all done and together, and also great thank you, Fosi Mavgawi, for making this happen. It's all about passion and all about you wanting this thing to happen. I want to raise a few questions about the change needed in schools before we enter the workshops. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just raise a few questions and ask about why we need to change and what are the difficulties and what are the connections between schools and society. There are actually three key questions that needs to be answered before we can take the steps in developing schools. First is we have to identify what is happening around us. So we know that the world is changing fast in an exponential growth. So we know that we can actually say that the development will never be as slow as it is now at this moment. So everything that happens from this day is going to be faster and faster. So we need to understand how schools stand in this development. Everything affects school. So the school isn't anymore an isolated island in the whole community. And also, there is a great amount of pressure in schools to change. So the pressure is not coming anymore. We always in school and educators are those kind of people that they want to develop their work, and we always been wanting to do better. But at the moment, the pressure also comes from outside. The second key question is why is it happening? And my answer to that is that technology makes the change possible. The technology is changing so fast and developing so fast that it affects school, it affects education as well. Whether we like it or not, technological innovations will be part of our lives, and we just have to define ourselves what it means to us. And the third thing about why the change is so fast is that our children, our students are changing the world. We don't have the effect anymore as elder, as more experienced, as people who know more. It doesn't. They don't ask our question. They don't ask our opinion anymore. They just change the world. So we just have to be able to follow. But the good thing is that we can react to the change. And then the important question is, how do we react to change? Do we just shut down our ears and eyes and say that nothing will change, and do we just do as we always been doing? Or are we the winners that open our schools and open our system to society and invite everybody in and invite everybody into change? So we have to be able to find our strengths and find our identity, who we are, where we from, and who we want to affect with the school and with education. And with that change, we have to understand that the teacher's role is going to change. It has already changed, but it's going to change dramatically. So we need to be able to train our teachers again, have the professional development and all. So in schools, in Finland especially, we talk a lot about 21st century skills. We need to understand the importance of mother tongue. We need to understand the importance of communication skills, foreign cultures and languages. We need to be able to communicate not only to our neighbors, but to our fellow citizens all around the world. We know that mathematics and science are important. The new thing about maybe ability or new kind of skill is digital competence. We need to be able to digitalize our communication, to be able to explain ourselves digitally, not only the traditional ways. We need to learn how to learn. So we need to be emphasizing that in schools, how to learn, not only what to learn. Social capacity is one of the key skills in the future. An ability to execute ideas. We have lots of people who have excellent ideas, excellent thoughts, but they don't know how to get those thoughts and ideas through. And important, last of the 8 21st century skills is cultural knowledge. So we need to know and we need to understand different kind of cultures, because the world is coming together, the world is coming closer. We need to be able to communicate and understand each other. So how to get there, how to reach those 21st century skills? One answer is why we are here at the moment, is the personalized learning in schools. So we need to understand the needs and strengths of individual student. We need to be able to help all the students individually, coming from what they are learned already, what they know already, and build from those skills and abilities. We need to understand the way that they learn. We need to understand, we cannot just teach 25 children as we have done before. We need to be able to understand how do we teach them to learn what they want to learn and what they need to learn. We need to understand that this is the first generation that actually learns differently than their parents. So our generations and before the generations before us, we've been doing the same kind of, we've been going through the same kind of school. But our children now and our students now, they are learning. Their brains has already changed. The digitalization and the change in the whole world and the ideas of who we are and what we are doing has changed. So they are learning in a different way. And we just have to let go and understand that we need to teach them in different ways than we have been taught. So in schools, what that means is that we have to have a holistic cultural change in schools. We need to change the way we work. We need to change the way we think about our education, the way we think about school. So that's little things going towards a mutual goal. We cannot just change everything at once. We need to do small things, little changes, and then build from that culture that we are from towards what is needed. So just a few topics that we're going to be talking and discussing about this weekend. How to change the culture in schools. We need to have a vision. Each student, teacher, leader, they need to have a vision on what we are doing. What are their own passions? What are their own goals towards the education? We need to be able to implement new pedagogies. We need to understand that teachers need autonomy in their teaching, where we introduce new pedagogies, new ways of learning. We need to understand the importance of professional development. And we need to understand that teachers need to collaborate when they're working, when they planning their work, and when they are actually in the classroom. And then with the classrooms, we need to understand that we need to change the learning environments. We need to take care. We need to understand what things need to be changed so that learning is effective and that we can implement the new pedagogies. And what is important, we need to stop thinking once in a while what we are doing. So when we're developing, the school is changing fast, so we need to stop and we need to assess what we are doing, which way to take, which way to go. So even though I say that we need to change, but we also need to understand why and which way we are changing. So that's crucial to understand also that part. So with these thoughts, I wish you all great and meaningful conference, and hopefully we can provide and give you some kind of ideas on how to change your own schools and your own system. Thank you.